Hi, welcome back to part 2, step 2, and this is our instructional analysis piece of the puzzle. So what we're going to do here, the very generalized directions are you need to identify needed skills, knowledge, attitude, and/or psychomotor skills to complete your objectives. So first of all, back up to where I have hopefully already graded your step 1 and look up your objectives. Make sure your objectives are hashed out properly. If you need to send me an email and chat back and forth to get your objectives acceptable before you do this step, that is fine. Y'all know you can always text me and email me so we can get those objectives hashed out before you start this step. So this was a little vague for me. So what I wanted to do for you guys is give you a concrete example. So I'm going to stick with my flipped learning example from last time. So if my objective is all 5th grade teachers at Dutchtown Middle School will implement a flipped learning lesson in their specified subject, and I would, this is a very narrowed objective, so this would not be my only objective, of course, if I were doing this project. So what skills are needed? The teachers need the skill of how to create a screencast, and they also need the skills of how to distribute a screencast. So either a YouTube channel, a website, something like that to distribute it. What knowledge do the teachers need? They need their content knowledge, whatever the subject matter would be, and they also need knowledge of the generalized flipped learning model and what that means. What attitude do they need? They need a willingness to try and communicate with parents and students in a different sort of way. And what psychomotor skills do they need? They need to know the steps to create a screencast. For example, if I were teaching teachers how to create a screencast, I can't just say, oh, here's my favorite tool, go do it. They need to know how to storyboard, how to plan out a screencast. They need to know what is going to be the background of their screencast. For example, right here I have a document. Are they going to have a PowerPoint? Are they going to have a Prezi? Are they just going to have a website? What are they going to have? So when I teach psychomotor skills, I like to say tying a shoe. If I were going to teach my son Gabriel how to tie his shoes, I don't just say, here's a shoe, tie it. There are specific steps that I would go through to teach him how to tie his shoe. Same with when we are teaching teachers or teaching other employees, there are steps that you need to go through. So, that being said, let's look at the rubric that Dr. Rice has created for us, and this shows you everything that you need to have. You need to collect data for your technology profile for your organization, which you've already done that. You need to revise it if you had issues with step 1. You need to identify key references in the area of technology integration for instructional purposes and determine current status, and identify key references in the area of funding and management. So going back to our example here, I had put identify the who, what, when, where, and why for each goal. So if this is my example, and I'll go through all of the steps here, then I would also need to identify key players, and that would be teachers, instructional, tech, coach, and would that be me? Not sure. Principal, parents, whomever the key players are. What is your delivery? What are you thinking that your delivery will look like? Do you think this is going to be a face-to-face thing? How do you think this is going to be accomplished? And again, importantly, is the why for each goal. Refer up to your part 1, why you are doing this. So I hope that helps, and have a wonderful day. And as always, text or email or call if you need help. Have a good one.